everybody, this is Christine Bertram, and I am coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It's Thursday. It's April 18th of the year 2024, and we are here tonight together to stamp. We're going to do the Perennial Lavender card class in a little bit. We have 4 beautiful cards. I'll flip the camera down just so you know you're in the right spot. Hang on, let's see this. You might see some pretties on the side here. That is coming your way to show you what I've got coming up. But this is the Perennial Lavender card class, and we're going to be making these 4 cards, and we're going to start with the fun fold first. But just wanted to say hi to everybody that is already here with us. Lots of people doing this card class with me tonight, which is super exciting. If you are in Canada and you would like kits, don't hesitate to reach out to Rose Coleman. She has 7 left of this class that are all kitted, prepped, and ready to go in the mail in case you would like to get them. You definitely want to check the description for this event. Her contact information is in there. If you're in the United States and would like to get a set of these card kits, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I have about 7 or 8 left as well. I'll know when I get into my book, but I have less than 10. So yay, hi Elaine Rebeck, hi Susan Ray Hendricks, hi Gail Stefan, and who else? We have Sarah Mitchell and Sherry Everett. Hi Donna Grushke, hi Connie Moore, hi Jean Terwilliger and Judy Sharp. There's Ann Bellinger. Oh my goodness, Barbara Tyler's here. You guys are hot to trot here with me. Hi Hope Toy. There's Cindy Runtree. Hi Deanne Dawn. Sandy Wicklander and all the purple hearts and the bees. I love it. Hi Faye Godby. Randy's here. Hi, Barbara Godby. Hi, Laura Sullivan. Angela Knutson. It did not start yet, but it did start now. Yay. So, Angela, I will see you in the morning. I think about, 9 or 9:30? You'll definitely be ready to work on this card class. Hi. Who else? Hi, Sherry Martin. Hi, Sandy Coy Emery. Hi, Angelique. Hi, Mary Lemke and Rosie and Cheryl. Sarah Merchant. Hi, Debbie Gass. There's Jeannie. Sarah Marison from Australia, yay! Hello to my friend down under. Hi Donna, hi Kathy Showalter. All right, I think I got everybody. Whoop whoop. So Susan Ray Hendricks. Oh, so Susan, I just saw your comment. That surprises me. It said you haven't gotten your package yet and you thought you had. Well, that's confusing because you messaged me yesterday and you said that you had it. So I was excited for you. But I also thought in my head, wow, that came really fast, because I don't think I mailed that just till the beginning of this week or maybe Friday. So yay! Hi, Catherine Healy. We've got a great class for you guys. We had this class last night. I did have 17 people signed up for in-person. So I know that the cards were in hot demand when I had 17 people sign up. 2 people couldn't make it, so we did have 15. Hi, Shelly. And 15 is a lot. We took every spot, and even Tigger got a chair because there are 16 chairs in here. So Tigger got his chair. So all the chairs were occupied, and it was great. I felt like a little ping pong going back and forth on the table, but that's usually how it goes. Hi, Linda Scott. Barbara wants to sign up for the Fun in the Sun. Yay! We are officially halfway full, which is pretty good. Really amazing. I'm planning for the magic number in my head is 144, and we are already at 80. And so that means we're over half full. Hi, Judy Immel. We're over half full for the Summer Fun in the Sun. And normally for escapes, we plan for 120, and that's what we've done for the last 3 escapes. I think 2 for sure, maybe it was 100 for the third last one, but the last 2 are definitely 120. So I looked at that. This is open to customers as well as demonstrators or discount shoppers or hobbyists. And so I'm like, how many should we go with? And the magical number I came up with in my head is 144, because I don't think I can, I don't think I can do more than that. My die cutters are probably already going to gasp when I tell them 144. But when you're doing 120, what's 144, right? So, oh man. So we're over half full, which is super exciting. So Barbara, you're helping me be more even half over, half full. So awesome. So yes, just send me a note. I am super excited. I will be doing my May showcase on Monday at 2 p.m. Monday at 2 p.m. Central Standard, or Central Daylight Time. My dad explained to me that I said... So my dad said I did a really good job. My mom said I did a really good job on the radio thing that I did last week. My dad's only thing that he said to me that I did wrong was I said Central Standard Time. And I guess I didn't even think about this, but we are in daylight savings time. So he said, just to be safe, just say Central Time. And then you don't have it wrong, because technically we're in Central Daylight Savings Time. We are not in Central Standard Time. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't even think I ever put that together, and I'm 44 years old, and I never thought about saying that it's Central Daylight Savings Time versus Central Standard Time. And he's like, no, most people will never know that either, but just so you know, now you know. So that's how it goes. Oh yes, Catherine, you sent your form. Hope you got it this time for fun. I haven't looked in the registration list lately. I have been logging people's payments as they send them, and I've been trying to add them to the private Facebook group as I've been adding them. And that is, so Facebook is making changes, and I thought, I'll be fine with those changes, but I'm not going to be. I'm actually going to have to adjust we can't, as of April 22nd, which is Monday, people can no longer use a third-party app to go live in a Facebook group. And I circumvented and figured out how to make it work for my team meetings. And that's exactly how I'm going to have to do it for those events now as well. And I was just thinking about that. I had an aha moment. Can you guys see the wheels spinning about, okay. So I'm glad we talked about this, because now I can plan ahead. No, Sandy, the show. So if you wrote it down on your calendar that it was Wednesday, I know why you wrote it down on your calendar. For anybody that wrote it down for Wednesday, if you wrote it down for Wednesday, it was because about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I pulled out my calendar and I opened it up and I said, I have it on the calendar for 2 p.m. on the 24th. And as I was thinking, and that's probably why you have it for the 24th. And I have been thinking about it. Everybody, I leave for Mexico on the 26th of April, which is a Friday. So a week from tomorrow, I leave. And I decided that would be bad for me to do the showcase basically the day before I need to leave. Because I will be honest with you, after the showcase happens, my inbox is taken over by lots of emails, amazing emails from all of you that come in and say, I'd like to take this, I'd like to take this, I'd like to take this, and this, and it takes me some time to get through and answer all those emails. And I thought I would be setting myself up for failure if I do the live like the day before I'm going to be packing and leaving. So I backed it up to the 22nd, everybody, and it's still the same time as 2 p.m., but I'm going to do it on the 22nd. The reason why I thought I needed to do it on the 24th is I would not have all the designing done for the month of May. And I'm so excited. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We have 1 card left. Today we had on our docket to design 6 cards. And we got a little bit later of a start. And Diane and I talked about like May stuff and classes and all this good stuff. And we didn't start designing until 11. And we were going to start at about 10 o'clock. So we lost about an hour in the morning, which is fine. It's all good. Hi, Stacey Burns. So I have 1 left. I've got it mapped out in my head. I know I've got a picture in my head of it's going to come out and get onto paper. I'm going to do that between now and tomorrow morning. And that means then we're ready to go. All the cards are designed. And so we are, if you look on, I created a Facebook event. I think I created a Facebook event last night, and I already have it on my website that it's on the 22nd. Now, that will give me an extra couple days to reply to as many emails as I can before I leave. But just know, I'm prepping and telling everybody, if for any reason you don't hear back from me before I leave, it's okay. We are not mailing a lot of these card classes out until a lot of you have been like okay with 1 shipment a month, and that shipment will probably be around May 15th. And there's still some time after I get back from my trip to still get through emails and get everybody signed up. And we are over forecasting by enough so that we don't have to come on the back end and make more. So you guys are good. Hi, Georgine. And so exciting. So what am I going to do though at 2 o'clock on April 24th, right? Because now I erased that off my calendar and now I have an open spot. And instead of leaving it empty, I thought to myself, I need to put something there. And so what I put there is a swap card showcase. And so we're still going to be live at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. But instead of it being for the classes, it's going to be showcasing a lot of cards I have gotten from swaps, primarily from my team and from colleagues that did my, we do a sweet swap and a dazzling demonstrator swap. So we're going to be, I have boxes, maybe 4 or 5 boxes of cards. I need to get through them, and it needs to happen before the catalog retires. Okay. That's why I'm like, we're going to do this before I leave. And then on top of it, I have 92 cards from the Radically Retro Swap Party that we just had last weekend, and I want to share all of that with you. So my plan is to take 2 hours, and I'm going to put a hard stop of 4 o'clock. And I might go over by 5 or 10 minutes, but my plan is to take 2 hours to go through all of these swap cards. And if you can't catch it live at 2 o'clock on that Wednesday, you guys, it's okay. You can watch the replay. You can, what I might do is schedule it to go live on the actually Kelly's doing Paper Pumpkin class next week on the 25th. So what I might do is air this swap card showcase, or maybe the other showcase, to replay, to send out notifications, you guys, on the 2nd, because I don't have anything planned on the 2nd. There's no live, you guys. There will be nothing on that Thursday. So I will put some things to schedule to remind you that there are some things that you could watch, and that's what you could do on that Thursday if you like to always stick around with me on Thursday night. So yay, awesome. Okay, so that's a little bit of a recap of what's next week on the Monday and the Wednesday. I think that we also have a ink, paper, scissors live class on the night of the 24th. Okay, so we do that. Tomorrow at 1, we have the In Color retirement class, and Gina is doing class Wednesday the 24th. It's her scrapbooking class. You guys, if you are into scrapbooking, you should start watching Gina. She does her lives through my YouTube channel because she doesn't have hers quite established yet. And she has a lot of creativity to share and inspiration to share. And she's going to be live at 10 o'clock. So there's lots of stuff coming up. And then Kelly will be live on Thursday, everybody. So there's a lot of lives, you guys. There's a lot to watch while I'm gone. I leave on the 26th, which is Friday. And we're spending a few days on the front end before we meet up with the larger group on Monday. And then we're going to be with the whole group from Monday to Saturday. And then we do fly back on May the 4th, be with you. So I always like to say that for May 4th. We decided not to stay on the 5th for Cinco de Mayo. We decided to fly back and get out of the town before we got caught in all the crazy. And so we do come back on the 4th. And then it's full speed ahead with kidding all 5 classes for May between the 7th and the 14th. And yeah, and working on a DSP sampler and all the good stuff. So yay, thank you for entertaining me with what's coming up, you guys. I do have some card classes to share with you. So a little bit of a sneaky peeky before we get going next week. So the whole showcase next week is going to take and encompass everything. And the IPS is on the 25th. It changed. It did change. And you know why I did that, Debbie? So that's probably good that you brought that up. When I originally published the schedule back in early January, I had ink, paper, scissors live class on Thursday, and I had Kelly doing Paper Pumpkin on Monday, and I had the In Color class on Wednesday. So we leave and have to be at the airport Friday morning at like 4 a.m. in the morning. We have to be there like the butt crack of dawn. And I've learned from doing this in the past that my health is more important to me the night before I leave for a 3 a.m. flight, that I do not want to do class. I've done it. For the last 4 years, I've done it, and I got smart. So I switched my live class to be Wednesday, which gives me the day after to button everything up, get packed, and not pack at midnight, because that's normally how I fly. I start packing at 8 p.m. and I finish at midnight, and then I finish off all the paperwork and finish my taxes, but taxes are done, so that's good, and I don't go to bed. So my goal is that I can get some sleep before we leave at 3 in the morning, and so Kelly's doing Paper Pumpkin Live. So good call. For anybody that has that wrong on their calendar as well, Ink, Paper, Scissors Live is the 24th, which is Wednesday, which is not when we normally do it. And then Kelly's doing Paper Pumpkin on the 25th. She kind of like stepped in and said, yep, I can switch with you. I'll do class on the 25th. So that worked out perfect. So Georgine got her classes and her catalog today. Yay! Awesome. Hi, Mitzi Stanley. But good question, Debbie. So that is for anybody to draw attention. And a little note, Susan Bellamy has been going through the PDF schedule that I have either emailed to you or uploaded into my website. She's been going through it with a fine-tooth comb and marking her calendar. And as she's marking her calendar, she's realizing that I've double booked myself on certain classes. And so I am catching those now as she tells me them, and I'm going to be updating them. I think in case anybody is wondering, as long as I have everybody kind of watching and listening, what is wrong with the calendar. August 7th had nothing, and August 15th had both the Stamp-a-Stack and the monthly class. And in fact, the 15th is correct with the monthly class, but the Stamp-a-Stack is on the 7th. So the Stamp-a-Stack live class is the 7th, not the 15th. So in case anybody's looking at their schedule as we're looking through class, you could just cross it off and put the 7th. And then the other thing that Susan found, I will tell you right now, in case you guys want to update your copies, your paper copies, she said she found 2 classes on the same day and time in October. And it's the October 21st monthly class and the Sweet Bundle. And I know why that happened as well. And that is because, sorry, itch again. I have a wedding that I'm going to in San Diego. One of my best friends from high school, who is a year younger than me, which is awesome, is engaged and getting married to the guy she's been dating for over 10 years. And I am not missing her wedding. So I had to rearrange the schedule in October to be able to leave on, what am I doing? I'm leaving on a Wednesday and coming back on a Sunday. And so that affected those classes. So the bundle live class for everybody in October, if you want to mark your calendars, is the 21st. And Rose and I have already talked about it, so she knows too, it's the 21st. And then the monthly class is on the 17th. And then Kelly again stepped in and is doing the paper pumpkin class on the 24th. The 24th of October is a Thursday. And so bundle live for everybody, just so you know. Hi buddy, here guys, a little cameo of the cat so you can see his butt. All right. Yes, everybody likes to see your butt. Not really, just kidding, Tigger. So just so you guys got it, the 21st is the bundle class. So hopefully that helps with the schedule. You guys can get your stuff marked on your paperwork. I will be updating the copy as well, and I will be... He's here, you guys. He's like, I'm here, Mom. Give me love. He slept in my craft room closet. It's a bedroom, and he slept in the closet for 3 hours. From about 1 o'clock until about 4:30, he slept and he snoozed, and now he's awake and he wants some attention. And that's how that goes. But I will be updating that paper schedule for you guys and within the next probably 24 hours. And so if you want to print a new copy, you can. Otherwise, just cross it off on your paperwork that I gave you, and you're good to go. All right. So you guys excited to see some cards? All right. So don't judge. They're not all embellished. The last thing I get to is embellishing. And usually I have my new embellishments down here in the hive and not upstairs where I'm designing. And there are a few that are unembellished, and they will be embellished. But are you excited? All right. Sandy Wicklanders is getting married October 19th. Oh, so that's the weekend before. October 19th is that Saturday, and my friend Carrie's getting married, get this, on a Friday. Their wedding is on a Friday, so we needed to fly out. We're flying out after Tyler's done with work on Wednesday night, and we'll have the day, Thursday, to hang out. Weddings on Friday, hang out Saturday, and fly home Sunday. So it'll be a fast one. So just like your Zoom calls. Yes, Cheryl, that's exactly how we'll end up having to do it. Catherine said kitty butt. Yep. Yeah, thanks, Mitzi. I appreciate that. I've learned that I don't need to stress myself the day before I travel as much as I always used to. I don't need to, right? Why do it? So with lives, it's very easy, and you guys are very flexible and accommodating, and I appreciate that. Hi. Yeah, we're doing a class, buddy. Yeah, well, you just want love, you guys. He just wants to be with us, and that's how Tigger is. You guys, last night, there's one person who is allergic to cats. I should say is allergic to cats. And she said, I took my Brenadryl. I know you have Tigger. I still am coming to make cards. I'm good to go. And Tigger literally sat down. So she's here, and he's always attracted to the person that's either allergic or is like not too keen on cats. And he laid right here. His whole body was spread out here. And she was sitting here working. I'm like, do you want him to move? Should I move him? And she's like, nope, he's fine. I'm good. Leave him there. I'm happy. He's good. We're happy. So awesome. All right. So I'm sharing this. Hi, Cindy Bassett. This is hot off the press. Last week I shared with you guys, let me just go back. We made 21 cards last week, and I've already shared most of them with you. They will all be re-included with the showcase when I do it. Today and yesterday and the day before, what we worked on were the catalog launch party. We worked on Unbounded Beauty, and we worked on the monthly class. So now, after we do one more Unbounded Beauty, everything is designed for May. So I can't show you everything because one's still up here yet. All right, so I'm going to start with the catalog launch party, which is later in May. It's like one of the last classes, and Tigger wants treats. Oh, yes, that is probably what he wants, and they're in a drawer. So this is the catalog launch party class, And it's 5 cards, all featuring the in colors. And then I gotta add a little bit more mini glue dots on there. I just got it on there so the bow can stick. But they feature each of the new in colors. So this is Summer Splash. And what you need for this one is a sentiment, a smaller sentiment that will fit over there. And if you don't have any of the new in colors yet, it's okay. You could use a basic gray or Memento, or you could use Memento Second Strength, and that would be perfect. I just realized I got addresses there. So this is what I have for the catalog launch party, and then this is Peach Pie. So they're all monochromatic with white and then the complementary color. Your embossing is done for you, which is one of the new embossing folders. And then I threw in some glimmer paper here that matches, and some of the new white ribbon. And the sentiment comes from one called Simply Said, which is a new stamp set. And this is, okay, so that was Petunia Pop, and this is Shy Shamrock. And then Pretty in Pink is our returning color that they threw into the in colors. Hi, Jeanette. So this is what I have for you for the catalog launch party. It features actually Flowers of Beauty. That's where this die came from. All right, so that is the catalog launch party. And now for the monthly class for next month in May, we are doing a book card, and it has words. So we had extra of this Nature Sweetness paper that didn't get consumed in that sweet class. So we had enough paper to design a card with it. So we did all of the like the words with a book card. And what's special about this one is a little while ago, maybe a month or month and a half ago, we talked about the Hooray for Surprises. Diane and I featured it for Let's Just Stamp, but we didn't utilize the dies because it was Let's Just Stamp. And so I'm not going to do it. I'm definitely not going to do it, but there's a tab here. And when you pull this up, there's a hidden message underneath. And I'll have it all set up for you that all you need to stamp is a sentiment here, a sentiment underneath here. Even we're going to have the die cutters cut a template so you know exactly where to stamp. And then on the inside is another sentiment. So I think what it says is sending lots of love, celebrate, and then there's hearts back there, and then it says happy anniversary. So we definitely made it that it could be a wedding card, anniversary card, an engagement card, something romantic-y. So that is what is the first card for the monthly. The second card is featuring Cheerful Daisy. So we pulled in some returning it's like the returning stamp sets. So that was Hooray for Surprises, which carried over. Cheerful Daisies carried over, and then the Ice Cream Swirl carried over. And this one we used some of the in colors to pull in the daisies. And again, they're not embellished, but fun, bright, cheerful for May, some flowers. And then the last one is the Ice Cream Swirl. Again, I don't have it embellished, which I'm going to add some pretty embellishments to it. And on the cone, add some sprinkles. And what's cool about this one, this is a fun fold, and it's a fun fold in the fact that this actually pulls down, and you have an extended long card, and you just need sentiments for this one. And they all come from the ice cream cone set, so Hope Your Day is Sweet, and then Make a Wish, and then Birthday Wishes. And I've got it set up so that this tucks right underneath there, so the card actually stands up straight, that you can have it on your desk or on a mantle or wherever you have that people display their cards. And so we've got 2 different folds, and then that is the May monthly. So just so you guys sneaky peek at that. And then for the sweet class for next month, hi Karen Wetstein, the sweet class for next month features Unbounded Love, Sweet, and I think it's called Unbounded Beauty, which is Unbounded Love meets Flowers of Beauty. And we have 3 done. The 4th one is going to be Pretty in Pink, and it features, each card is going to, I have it set up that each card is going to have a little glimpse of the glimmer paper, and they use the different words and the flowers. And in this one, you guys gotta love it. All you need is a sentiment. Thank goodness, and thank bless my die cutters. That's all I can say. Is like my die cutters are amazing, and they're going to be die cutting all of this stuff and have that ready for us for when we get back. For kidding. So that's one card for Unbounded Beauty. Rose hasn't even seen these yet. Here's another one. Now this one is from the set here, that stamp. But I have a feeling that if you don't have that foliage thing, you have something else that could work, because you'll get a piece of paper that big to stamp on it. And if you don't have Shy Shamrock, you could use Just Jade or Evening Evergreen or Garden Green or Old Olive or pretty peacock. There's a lot of colors of green that would complement this. So you would need some sort of foliage thing, and then a celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. And then the last card is one of these. And I got a little glimpse of the glimmer paper behind the flowers, and just a sentiment, and then some background texture stamps. And that's what we have for this one. And then the next one coming is going to be kind of more monochromatic with pretty in pink with white. There's one more sheet of paper that we're going to use, and it has a label on it, and it'll be pretty too. So that's what I've got for this. So the class that we're doing tonight is called the Sweet Bundle class, and that is the class series that I do in conjunction with Rose Coleman in Canada. So if you're watching and you'd like to get those cards next month, you could get them with Rose. And if you don't have either of those brand new stamp sets, you'll be fine. You could use any other sentiments you have from your arsenal, or you can use any other flowers. What I say is use what you have, buy what you love, or buy what you love and use what you have when you do a card class with me. We try to design the cards in a way that they're very cross-functional, that you can use them for different occasions, and you can always use the stamps that you have at your house versus always having to buy a stamp set because it has to match the class exactly. So yay. So that's what I've got for you guys for sneaky peekies of what's coming up. And again, the showcase is on Monday at 2 o'clock, and I will be going through all of that with details on how much they cost and if you can place an order to get it for free. This class is the promotion tonight, and it's the promotion of the Unbounded Beauty. So if you get the bundle through me as your RSVP for class, you'll also get that half a pack of paper. Super cool. All right, I do have some happy mail I want to share with you before we get going as well, and then I think we'll be ready for class. So this card comes to us from Janice Ormiston in Ontario, California. It says CA, but she's in California. And so this is a card that she sent to me. It's really pretty with the die cuts on here. She's got some of the iridescent pearls. She stamped just a note in StazOn on this vellum. It's that liney layering vellum, I think. There's 3 different patterns in there. And then she sponged a little different colors of blue behind, which kind of makes the white die cuts pop really nicely. And then she did the white piece on the inside so that I can repurpose this card for somebody that needs a note. Super cool. This card comes to us from Karen Skillern, and I love this die cut on here. I can't peg where it's from. She's got, this is all embossed. You can see it's a little bit glistening and glossy. So she stamped that with a color of probably ink using clear embossing powder over the top. Super cool. And then just a note to say hello, and on a very vanilla base. Very pretty, Karen. This is from Shirley Malarkey, and it's using the Cheerful Daisies. Hi, Sharon Davis. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad that you like the cards coming up. A book card going the opposite way. And so I've got this Shirley. I got to let her know. So Shirley likes to put a Post-it note in here because sometimes when you write on your cards, I think this is why Shirley does it. When you write on your cards, sometimes the ink can transfer. And so she writes the Post-it note and then she puts another Post-it note to cover it up. I figured that out because she's been doing that for a while. And so we've got the little double oval punch here with the regular oval and then the scalloped oval. This card comes to us from, I believe it's Carolyn Ketchmark. Yes, Carolyn Ketchmark. This just came today using some of the lovely, it looks like lovely lipstick to me. And this was a Blossoms bundle that had little baby punches that went with it. And this was another punch. And I love how she punched holes in here and ran. It's actually, it looks like cardstock. I should say, it looks like ribbon, but it's actually cardstock that looks like it's an 1/8 inch, and she wove that through the holes to make it look like ribbon. Super cool. And that was some of that Grapefruit Grove foil paper from sale-a-bration from a couple years ago. Very bright and cheerful as well. This last one is from Karen Mikowski, and I love how she used up some scraps of designer series paper and pieced them together on the card. It's super cool because these 2 squares are the same size, and then these rectangles, the 4 of them are the same size, and the way they fit on the card is perfect. And it leaves an open spot here for the right size sentiment. And she used some of those sequins that are pretty peacock. So very cool, Karen. Good job. So that's what I have for you guys for Happy Mail. Boom, boom. Okay. So we talked about that we're going to do the fun fold first, but Donna Grushke is ringing in my head because she would remind me to do roll call because she saved me last week when I almost forgot to do roll call. So I know Gail Stefan is in Canada and she's signed up with this class for Rose. So thank you, Gail, for supporting Rose with taking this class. She and I both greatly appreciate that. In the United States, I have quite the list of names, and it looks like I have 7 left. So isn't it crazy? Rose has 7 left and I have 7 left. And We have an amazing list of names to go through here. I like to personally thank each and everybody here that got the kits through me and gave me the ability to send them your way, either by placing an order to get the class for free, or you could pay for the class. This class was an and/or option. And so for the 7 that I have left, you could either place an order for $50 and get the cards for free, as long as you use my current host code. Otherwise, this class was $26 mailed to you and $20 for porch pickup or in person. And I have this class again on Saturday. So I have a group of 7 on Saturday, but I have room for more in case you're local to me in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, or nearby, and would like to come in person for an amazing card class with me. Oh, I will help you cut your paper too, which is the first thing we're going to do here as a group. All right. So personally, I'd like to thank Janice Ormiston, Jean Terwilliger, Brenda Cottrell, Nan Ryan, Annette Rollin, Marianne Savre, Barbara Rudolph, Melody Miller, Donna Grushke, Carla Lake, Frances Rodriguez, Connie Moore, Angelique McClendon, Karen Woods, Amy Ponce, Shirley Malarkey, Sherry Everett, Sandy Wicklander, Susan Bellamy, Jeannie Parker, Mary Jo Stoll, Nedra Dover, Pat Fleming. Thanks for the thumbs up, Donna. I appreciate it. Leslie McMinn, Becky Gandolfo, Shirley Vanderblumer, Cheryl Thomas, Sandy Coy Emery, Beverly Smith, Nina Barbaric, Feline Mays, Kathleen Ketterman, Vicki Rodriguez, Christina Bernards, Kathy Showalter, Sherry Martin, Barbara Tyler, Sheila Roberts, Joanne Kahn, Phyllis Oderman, Karen Stagg, Faye Godby, Angela Knutson, Mary Carls, Doral Hoffaker, Patty Wright, Patty Taylor, Linda Scott, Jeannie Gertis, Ellen Brover, Shelley Cooper, Laura Sullivan, Anna Schaffer, Marcia Dean, Lynn Beasley, Lisa LaFramboise, Hope Toy, Pat Thomas, Ruth Nicholson, Debbie Gast, Deanna Stell, Marsha Long, Mary Sykes, Carmen Melendez, Vera Anderson, Lori Baxter, Cheryl Gremlich, Sharon Davis, Barbara Godby, Elaine Rebeck, Sarah Mitchell, Terry Costin, Deanne Dawn, Jan Wampach, Gwen Petrashek, Susan Wormley, Victoria Sandoval. Victoria! I am super excited. You're my first Victoria that I got to say the name Victoria out loud, and this is your first class with me that I had your name on the front end, right? And I think it's your first class in general, so welcome to your very first class with me. Angie Ward, Kathy Stewart, Alicia Long, and this is one of Alicia's first classes too, I believe. Chris Robinson, Jennifer Lennox. This is Jennifer's first class with me. Georgine Darbro, Sue Spigner, Susan Ray Hendricks, and Carmen Sanders. Whoop, whoop. All right, that was my list. You guys are amazing. And we had 17 with last night and then 7. So that means we kitted up 120 for this class. Not the biggest class in general. Ink, Paper, Scissors, Perennial Lavender was the biggest class with 124. So when I knew that we did 124 with Ink, Paper, Scissors in January, I knew that we needed to do at like around 120. So we did 120, and I think that was a good forecast because there's only 7 left going into the class. And I would have to say my guess would be within 2 weeks that those probably will be gone. And that means that's amazing. So on top of it, this is the class that I offer a promotion. I do ask that when you want to take advantage of this promotion that you let me know, meaning that if you bought one of the bundles and your order was still $50 or more, you could get the half a pack of Perennial Lavender paper as a gift from me, and then you could attend in person either of the times, or you could take with the kids to go. We had quite a few people who took advantage of that promotion, and Marianne Savre, Barbara Rudolph, Melody Miller, Donna Grushke, Carla Lake, Frances Rodriguez, Connie Moore, Shirley Vanderblumer, Jan Wampach, Jennifer Lennox, Georgine Darbro, Anna Schaffer, Cheryl Gremlich, Kathy Dolly Nagari, Cindy Posh, and Joyce Cornick all took advantage of that. And that is probably by far the biggest promotion. I don't know if you guys were counting how many names that was. That was probably 16 names. 16 names was 8 packs of paper I got to give away. And they all got half a pack of paper. So if you get your kits mailed, you got the sheets cut down to 6 by 6. And if you're in person, I was able to give them as full sheets. And so this is Jan's actually, because that's what I was saying I don't always look at everybody's orders when you play. I don't look at everything with a fine-tooth comb. I'm not like keeping track of what everybody orders all the time. You guys, I could. That would be a lot to keep track of. So I do ask that when you want to take advantage of the promotion. I was like, perfect. Sandy said to me yesterday, she's like, I want to take the Unbounded Love class. I wanted to do the promotion. So I could already note her in my book. I circle everybody's number, right? When you sign up, you get a number, like in my book. And so I already can circle it. And when I see those circles, that's how I know to give people paper. And if I don't catch that, then I don't know to give paper. And so I always ask that you follow up and let me know. And Cheryl didn't even know that, right? So cool that I could delight you, Cheryl, with some paper, free designer paper. And so Cheryl didn't even know that, but I happened to look at it when she said, well, I wanted to take it. So if the stars are aligned and life is good, and I can take a moment and look at what people order, and when they tell me what class they're taking, I can put things together. But I can't do that 100% of the time. So it happened on the back end that a couple people said, well, I ordered the bundle, so I still get the paper. Oh, yes, of course. If you ordered it by the deadline, yes. And so I just ask that, like, for going forward, it always helps me to just give me the heads up. It takes a lot, you guys, to keep track of everything. And I want to make sure everybody's getting what they deserve. So hi, Ileana. So without further ado, I think we're going to start with card number 1. In card number 1, we had a slight hiccup. We generally have hiccups here and there. You guys, we're human. And it takes a lot to write a PDF tutorial. Have you ever tried it? It's not the easiest thing. And it's the only thing that ever makes me feel like I'm doing homework in this business. Otherwise, everything else is fun. And I don't not like them. I just have a hard time making sure they're 100% accurate. And I have somebody that helps me write my tutorials now, which is amazing. And I have somebody that helps me proofread them on the back end. And still with the 3 of us, we still can make errors. And that's because we're human. So I always ask when you guys get a tutorial from me, if you find an error, to let me know so I can get it updated. And if it's a big enough error that I need to resend the tutorial out to everybody, I will. But if it's something small that I spelt something wrong, or if I missed a T or a W on like tall versus wide, I don't generally do that. But in this case, I had the cutting and scoring incorrect on this fun fold. It had 1 inch instead of 3/4 inch. And oh man, that would definitely mess up me if I was reading it and didn't think about it before I started cutting. And so I did re-email out everybody the tutorial last night before I went to bed. I updated it, and I got it updated in the Inspiration Hive too. So if you printed it out from this morning on, you're good. But if you printed it before yesterday at like 11 o'clock p.m., you have an old copy, and it is wrong. So just so you know, I did email it out to everybody with the corrected one. And this is what I'm going to do first. While everybody's fresh and hopefully everybody's listening and watching, we're going to cut this one together as a group. Generally, when you get kits from me, everything is done for you. All the cutting, all the die cutting, all the embossing, ribbons the exact size, what you need to make the card. The gems are in there. The only thing that's not done is stamping. And if an image gets stamped and then it needs to get die cut or fussy cut, we don't do that either. We give you a piece. In some cases, like this, for the fun fold, this card in particular, I could not do 120. I don't know where I would have fit in cutting 120 of these for you guys. I really don't. And I asked in the past, and the general consensus was that you guys like to learn how to do things too, not to have everything done for you. So what you guys got in your kit was this piece of crumb cake, and it is scored on the score lines. It's just, this is not cut. So in class, some people were taking the easy button, and they were actually, I'll show you what people were doing, and you guys aren't going to be able to do this. Now, I have to give a little bit of a shout out to Diane Bogenhagen and Christy Reinking. On a Friday afternoon, 3 weeks ago, they spent an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours kitting up just this card for this class. This, if you count this, the pieces add up to about 21 pieces. They counted them all. And there's 120 cards, and there's 20 pieces. That's over 2,000 pieces that they had to lay out. And they did their best job that they possibly could, and they rechecked and triple checked everything. So hopefully everybody's kits are pristine and perfect. If for any reason you're missing anything, I always tell people, though, to reach out to me. If it's something that you can't make do with something you have at home, I'll mail you a piece if you need to. Hi, Feline. But just know they spend a lot of time, hi, Judy, working on this kit. And My helpers are amazing. The die cutters, Tammy and her mom and Anna did a lot of the die cutting, all the die cutting. Rhonda did the embossing. And this is the mystery card from a couple months ago that we put together. So some of you have seen this already, but some of you haven't, and you might not have made the mystery card, and now you're going to get to make the mystery card. So that's why Feline said that she recognizes the card layout. So when you open this kit, be careful. Please, some people even put a pan out and they collect all their pieces in a pan so they don't end up on the floor, like catching your arm. All right, so this is a thick unit right here, you guys. It is a little thick unit. So when you open this up, just be super cautious and careful. You have the teeniest, tiniest little butterflies that you're gonna need for on your card. There's 2 of them. Those are part of the die set. Oh, I didn't even show you guys. The dies look like this, and those butterflies that I just showed you come from this die, like that. Oh man, you guys, I didn't even show you everything. We gotta just back up. One moment, please. I gotta show you this, because we put all this time and energy into making these DSP samplers, and they're available again starting in May with the new annual catalog. We're going to be prepping them in a few weeks. But this is the Perennial Lavender designer paper. There's 6 different sheets. They're double-sided. They're 12 by 12, and they have all of these accompanying colors. And for the design of this class, we used every sheet in some way, shape, or form. Not necessarily both sides, but one side. So if anybody likes the look of a book like this, I always show this, especially during a suite class, because we make these. We make 72 of them, each new catalog, and I am very pleased to say that I believe we just sold the last one for the spring mini catalog a couple weeks ago, as a matter of fact. So these are the dies that go with the painted lavender. So this is one of the suites. And then the other suite is called Perennial Postage, and that has the perennial postage dies. And that's what as part of this super suite. We did pull in a couple other stamp sets just for sentiments. Hello, 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 you called, is it me you're looking for? Is one that we pulled out of there. Hello there is from Blueberry Bunches. And I did pull in Wonderful Thoughts for a thinking of you in case somebody wasn't too keen on other ones that were in there. All right, so that's done. Thanks for listening. All right, there's a Posy embossing folder that we use. Now I know I believe Rose used something else besides the posies that was very interchangeable. And that piece, so this is kind of layered in a way that goes top to bottom. So these 2 pieces would be for your top, and then all the bits and parts were kind of consumed here in the middle, and then you have another layer, and then you have your inside layer. So just be careful. And then underneath, my mom cut so much of this faux leather trim. She probably went through 8 rolls of this leather trim, cutting this all for everybody. And so that is, just set that off to the side for now. Just try to keep it all together. And we're going to look at this now. This is not 8.5. Oh, thanks, Shelly. I'm glad you love the kits. And you felt so productive. Oh, you're very welcome. Oh, Jill Butzine, so Karen Wetsign said that Jill was helping. Oh, you're right, Karen. I know that I was doing a class. I think I was doing a class and I was live or I was in the house. There was something going on that the gals helped me with the kitting that afternoon. I just remember it was a Friday, and I think we had a Friday class that day. And so, yes, you're right. Jill Butzine was here helping to kit them. So thank you for that, Karen. I appreciate you helping me keep that straight. So this is not exactly 8.5. It's actually a 1/4 inch short. So you can see when you fold the card base in half, it is a 1/4 inch short. And sometimes if you guys get paper from me that has, you can see there's a little slight divot right there. My machine does that. It's when I clamp down the paper, it gets kind of squished into an open area and it kind of just puts a divot there. But there's no reason why you can't just take your nails or something and just smooth it back out. And then it pretty much disappears when you do that. It's hard to control that when I clamp it. If I don't clamp it good, it makes my paper cut diagonal, and we don't like that. So other than that, this is an 8.5 by 5.5 traditional card base. It's just a 1/4 inch short. What happens is you score it at 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 4 inch, because that leaves you still have a 4 1/4 on this side, and you have 4 inches on this side. And what we need to do is we need to cut, we go 3/4 of an inch in, and we cut down to the second last score line. So when you look at this, this is the last score line, second last, third last, and I guess you could say first, or you could call this second, however you want. But what you're gonna do on your trimmer, and this is hard because the trimmer, the trimmer goes to 1.5 right here. And I'm pretty sure that's 1.5. So you could go from either side of the, if you have a trimmer like this, I would not recommend using a guillotine. But what you're gonna do, and I'm trying to figure out if I wanna go from this side or this side. It's the same either way, but at 3/4 of an inch, we'll zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see this. So the new trimmers have a lot more numbers up here, or like little dashes. It makes it a little more harder to read. But I'm gonna go to the 3/4 inch mark, and I'm gonna put my paper up to it. My score lines are at the top here, so it's hard to see them, but there you can see the score lines. I'm gonna go to 3/4 of an inch. So I know that I'm as far away as I need to be. And all I'm doing is cutting down to the second last or the third scored line. And sometimes it's easier, I gotta get my head up in here. Sometimes, because I can't see. Oh, you might even see my head in here anyways. So what I'm trying to do is go to that score line. I don't really care, it's 3 inches is what it's looking like, right? 3 inches. So you could put your marker right at the 3-inch mark, and that should be in line with that 3-inch mark. And I'm just gonna get in here as close as I can. There's a glare. So from the 3-inch mark or that third score line, you're just gonna cut up, okay? Not so bad, right? So you're just cutting up. And then what you're gonna do, you might as well do it right away. You can take your scissors and you're going to go from the last score line and connect to that score line and cut at an angle, and that's gonna knock this piece off. Trust yourself. Just eye up from here to there and just go like that. All right, so now you've just cut that off. And now what you need to do is another 3/4 of an inch, which is a total of 1.5 inches. So like this is gonna be at 1.5 inch, or this is gonna be at 3/4 inch. So by cutting that off though, now we can just see it's 3/4 of an inch here, but from the edge here, it's 1.5. And what we're gonna do is we're only gonna cut down now to the first score line. And I'm gonna do this one more time. I have another kit here. I'm gonna do it one more time just to show you. So this is 1 inch, and then you're gonna just cut up. And then now what you're gonna do is you are going to go, it's angle, flat, angle. So catch from this 2-inch score line mark, just kind of catch it, and put your scissors angled so that when you trim, you're gonna meet up with that other score line, and you're gonna just notch it. So we're stepping down. So angle, flat, angle, flat. And these, you can save them and do something with, or you don't have to. Now, I'm gonna do this one more time, just so that you guys can see it done again. And I'm trying to think here, oh, I have some kits right here. So I help people when they're in person with me so that they don't have to necessarily do it themselves. So what I'm gonna do is grab one more just to show you guys again, because I know that probably went faster than what you really thought. Hi, Deb Norman. All right, so you've got your score lines at the top. They're on this half. And we're gonna measure over to 3/4 of an inch. And we're gonna go down to the third score line or the second last one, which is 3 inches, right? And you're gonna cut up, all right? You could do your cutting, so I'm gonna do this a little bit different just to show you it doesn't matter which way you do it. But now I'm gonna go over to 1.5 inch here, and which is 3/4 plus 3/4, and I'm gonna go down to the 1 inch and go up, all right? So now I've got these little hangy things here. Same concept though. The last score line, I wanna catch right where the score line is, angle my scissors, right? You can go all over the place, but what you're shooting for is where your score line is and it meets the cut, which is 3/4 of an inch down. So you're gonna nip that one off. So you have angle, flat, and then angle, flat. Okay? I'm gonna do it one more time because I know that I did it 2 different ways and I still ended up with the same outcome, okay? So I have one more kit sitting here. What I'm doing right now is I'm just working ahead for somebody for Saturday. All right, so again, when I pulled it out, I've got to make sure that my score lines are at the top, pointing up. Oh, thanks, Kathy. And we're gonna do 3/4 of an inch. So the magic number is 3/4 of an inch, going down to the third scored line, which is 3 inches, and go up. And if you, and I'm gonna do it like the first way, because that might be easier for you. Okay, notch that off. And now put it back at 3/4 of an inch, right there, and go to the first score line, which is 1 inch, like that. And then We've got angle, flat, and then we need angle, flat. All right, so if you have a guillotine cutter only, it might be a little bit difficult because I find that when I use a guillotine, sometimes it goes past where it needs to go. Are you guys okay? Did that work okay for you? Hopefully that wasn't too stressful. And if it is stressful, hopefully it's the most stressful thing you had to do all day. And now the rest of the night should get better. All right, you guys good with that? Because after the cutting with this, now it's like a normal class where everything is prepared for you. We have a little bit of stamping and then we have a lot of assembly on this one. So we're gonna knock out this one first. Just to be done with it so that if you guys are fresh and you're doing good, then you will do this one good. All right, and again, this is what the card's gonna look like. So if you haven't done a card like this, this is a great fun fold to do. So this wasn't technically a fun fold class because there's only 2 fun folds. All right, so now you have this like this. And because I originally had it bending in like this is backwards. It actually needs to come back around this way. Oh, I'm getting lots of thumbs up. It's good. So you got to bring it back around the other way so that side step thing is on the top of your card. And then what's going to happen is it's like an accordion now. This one will go back. This one will go, they're all going back in my head, back and forth. So we're back and now we're going to go forth. All right. So make sure you burnish that good. All right, now what happens is this is what it looks like. And this is the piece where your layers are gonna get attached to these sections right here. And it's gonna be super important that you do not put adhesive on these panels, like this section of the panel here. All right, so that's good. Now, we have some leather trim and we have these 2 layers. Now this is your embossed piece. And it's going to get, you have options for this. Now the card itself here shows the leather trim cut off, okay? That's good. The leather trim doesn't fray, so you can cut it. You could angle it too if you wanted, and I might do that with this one. But there is another option. If you like the idea, my mom cut enough ribbon for you that if you want to flip the tails behind like this and not have a raw edge to the ribbon, or the trim, you could. But if you do that, I would highly recommend not gluing this flat, but popping it up because this leather trim is it's not super tall. It's just as thick as a dimensional basically. And if you do pop it up, it's gonna make the card a little bit thicker even. And right now, this is pretty thick on this side. So it might be a hand deliver card, but I also think that from my point of view, I would probably put this in an envelope and just put a regular stamp on it plus an ounce and it will probably go. It's probably not over that threshold of a 1/4 inch. So your call, however you want to do the ribbon. I think I'm going to do is I'm going to angle mine. I'm going to try to cut them at an angle and show you what it looks like angled. So knowing that I'm going to cut my ribbon, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down to the white mat that it has with it, this one. Like that. Perfect. Now you have 2 routes you could go with this. You could get everything assembled and then attach it onto the card, or you could assemble it after it's attached. I think it's going to be easier to assemble things and then attach to the card later. And knowing now, I think what we should do, let's get some stamping done. I was just excited to glue that, I guess. So there's a little perennial postage stamp that needs to get stamped. And I've got sending love and best wishes. And then on the inside here, there's a big hugs. And then you're simply marvelous. Marvelous, dear. And we are going to grab out that white mat back here. And then it's also got some of the lavender going up the side. So we did pull in early espresso ink for the top one. So let me grab that here. We'll put the dies there. And that is sending love and best wishes. You want to make sure your ink pad's good and primed and ready to go. If it's not a very juicy ink pad, you might consider re-inking it first, just because we're stamping on crumb cake. And we learned with the bees the other day that you need to have really good ink when you're stamping on cardstock. And I'm going to practice on the back of my label first. Oh, Shelly, I'm glad that it looked easy. Okay, perfect. That looks good. Like my ink is nice. I'm just gonna bring the back end down a little bit and make it more clockwise. So it's a little bit straighter. I think it wasn't quite straight for me. And this ink pad is actually a lot better than the one that I have over there. All right, so that's stamped. And the inside, you're simply marvelous. That is also stamped in espresso. So let's grab that sentiment. You're better than all the rest. Now, when you stamp it, make sure that you pay attention. There is a little bit of this white border all the way around the edge. So don't go too high with it or you might see it peeking out. So there's that one. Now that's it for the espresso. And then we have some Highland Heather going on, mixed with some Lost Lagoon and this thing, and we need the stem. So all these stamps that I'm using come from either one of these suites. And Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, they are kind of interchangeable at this point with this class. If you have one and not the other, you'll get by. But for this, because if you have Gorgeous Grape, you could always stamp off second strength. And let's just see, I re-inked this last night. And let's see how dark it is. Okay, that's all right. So we're gonna do the Highland Heather right about. Now, just be careful. If you don't like the idea that this is coming out this side, you could always stamp this side instead and have this be white all the way around. I personally liked a little bit of texture over there. It kind of pulled in and added a little more purple to the front of the card when it was closed. So we're going to stamp that right there. And then this is Big Hugs. So sending love and best wishes. So instead of it saying sunshine, send love, hugs, and sunshine, and we've got best wishes. And I'm gonna flip this over and stamp it on the back. And yep, it looks good. If you want Gorgeous Grape, hi Holly. If you want Gorgeous Grape, you could always do a little bit darker with Gorgeous Grape. But there's the Big Hugs. And then let's shut this. And our Lost Lagoon. Now, if you have Peacock, you could do Peacock second strength. If you have Soft Succulent would be another good alternative for somebody who doesn't have Lost Lagoon. And if you want to stamp, that's first strength. And then I like actually second strength. So I think I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter. And that stem comes up, just eyeball it. It goes right through the center. And so I've got a little green stem coming through there. All right, that's it for stamping. So you should have options if you don't necessarily have everything that I'm using. Now it's now you guys, I get to get glue happy. So we're gonna do one here. We're gonna have this one ready to go. We're gonna pull, I'm gonna drop all these things right there. Oh, we're not done with the ink. We have to color a butterfly. Or I should say we get to color a butterfly. All right. I'm just gonna lay all this stuff out. Okay, we're gonna save him for a moment. All right, well, there's not that much. There's only 3 things. We've done, the other night, I think we did 8 things. Okay, if you guys wanted that piece instead of this one, that would have always been an option too, if you wanna see more crumb cake. All right, so then we can put this as well. And this biggest piece of Highland Heather goes on the inside of your card. It's just a traditional mat, 5 1/4 by 4. That'll go there. And then you could pop your white one right into it. So we've got double matting on this fun fold for you. I have to say that I believe it was Gwen Petrashek who shared this original layout with me back in January. Now, be careful, this does not get centered on here. We cut this paper for Mystery Night. We had you guys cut 3 1/4. No, we had you cut 3 by 4 1/4. But when you cut paper like that, you only get 9 mats, I believe, out of it. Or if you cut the designer paper 3 by 4, you get 12 of these out of one 12 by 12. So we had to be super strategic about how we could re-engineer this card for 120 people. So we kept it at a 3 by 4. And we added on this little extra accent piece, and we gave it more of a grounding that they were coming out of the bottom then. So Just so you know, that is a slight variation from the mystery card. In case you remember the mystery card, it actually came down all the way. And I cannot find that mystery card for the life of me. And I was looking all over for it for the last 2 days, and we never found it. So on top of having 15 people for class last night, we only had one sample. And fortunately, as soon as the first table was done making the card, we could use some of them. I actually want, so the way mine's embossed, there's a little bit of a ridge down here that starts the next one, and I'm gonna put that at the bottom. So we were fortunate that the first group of people that got their card done, we could use their samples, so the next group had more cards to look at. So perfect. All right, so now we've got this. Oh, okay, then one more gluing here. Let's do this. There's one more mat for this white piece, and it's right here. The white will go onto Highland Heather. So now we've got the two bases, or I should say layers. So this one will eventually go here, and this one will go here. And let's just divide up our pieces now just to make sure we have everything. So this will go here. You've got two little vellum things. Anna never wants to see this vellum die for the rest of her life, I think. She literally cut 240 of these little flimsy little vellums for me. I know she loves us. And then this goes here. You have two of the Lost Lagoon pieces. You have one of the purples, purple. There's the shimmer paper in purple and peacock. They got split up. The crumb cake goes over here. This ribbon goes here. And then I've got two butterflies. Well, actually three. This one will go on the inside. It's over here. And then this one is going to go on the outside. But we have this butterfly here in the catalog, and these accents actually carried over. So in the suite, I didn't even show you guys this. I love how they always have the names or the pages here. 22 to 25. This is where we find the Perennial Lavender spread here, and then on the page before. The gems are part of this, so all four of the cards use these gems. And if you see here, these accent butterflies, there's 5 of them. So the way the 4 cards were designed is these 5 butterflies. So basically, everybody got a sheet of these accent butterflies in their cards. And the 5 butterflies got split up. That one went on this card, 2 went on another card, and then another one and another one went out to the different cards. And they start off as white on both sides. So if you don't like the way you do one side, you can always flip it over. Hi, Susan Bellamy. And then I did a little shading. I have darker purple around the edges, and I left it a little more white towards the center. And you could do the two-tone if you want to do Gorgeous Grape and you want to do the Highland Heather, you could. And with the dauber, you want to be careful. If you're scraping it like this, you're going to catch these ridges and it's going to demolish the tip of the dauber. You really want to blot it more than scrape it. And it's super cool. I love it, actually. When you do this, do you see what's doing? It's creating a little bit of a mask so that if you did the whole butterfly, you would have the outline of a butterfly. You could use these as masks. So just trying to teach you guys about your daubers. Just blotting it. Squishing down and going around again just to get a little more darkness on the tips. And I'll just show you kind of what it looks like at the moment. Like that. And then you can decide, do you want more purple on it? Do you want white? Do you want other colors? You could do whatever you want with these butterflies. And you could keep going around the edge now and making that edge even darker and then lighter in the middle more. I think that I might just leave it like that. You can be your own artiste. Hi, Mary Jean. I think now we've got all of our stamping done. So when it comes to putting this together, I would take Terran tape. Oh, I don't have Terran tape. Because I did 2 classes out of the house yesterday. And I took everything from my little caddy and I took it with me. Hang on, one moment, please. Hence why I have 2 Terran tapes in my toolbox to go. Grab some of those. I just looked back here. I'm like, oh, it's kind of empty back there where that stuff usually goes. I'm going to put Terran tape down in the center area towards the bottom, like this. And that's where I'm going to place my faux leather trim. And I don't know, about 1.5 inches. And run that right through. Now you ask, is there a difference with one side versus the other? Mine, there isn't, but I did notice on some of the rolls that some weren't as shimmery as others. So you could look at both sides of your ribbon and see about the shimmeriness. And this has got this natural curve that it's curving down. And what you could do to help combat that is, I actually have that 1/8 inch tear and tape that I got in my paper pumpkin kit. And what I could do is, now that I know where my ribbon is, I could put that right directly in the center. And then when I set this down, it'll help it to stay straight versus doing that thing. So grab another little piece. I didn't want to use the 1/4 inch tear and tape only because it might be a little bit too wide once you get them next to each other, and then you might see that glue or adhesive coming out, that tape. So that helped straighten that out. And again, this was from a paper pumpkin. That is one of the perks of getting a paper pumpkin. Every now and then they'll throw in that adorable 1/8 inch tear and tape. So there's that. And then you have this. If you can see the difference between my sample and what you get, you're probably thinking, well, how did she get more glimmer paper than I got? And I didn't get more. I just cut it in half and extended them a little bit more. Thought that the purple glimmer paper is so pretty that why have more of it behind here? And what I would do, glimmer paper has a really hard time sticking to whatever you're putting it to, especially if you use liquid glue. It needs time to dry. So what I want to do is use tear and tape, and I'm going to run my tear and tape along the long edge of that postage die. And now you can figure out how much. Just remember to keep the cut raw edge towards the inside back and leave that perennial side to the outside. And now you can pick how much you want to see of the glimmer paper. Hi, Sherry Stewart. And that goes on like this. And if you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh, I've got too much glimmer, you can always take it off. Like that one I like, and this one seems a little bit more. You can always take it off and resituate it until you get it exactly where you want it. And so that's how I extended. I gave myself an extra 1/4 inch, or 3/16 of an inch. And then this is ultimately going to go right here. But before we do that, I want to lay down a little bit more tear and tape right here. And I think I'm going to put a little bit half on, half off. And put my spray. It looks like, what you cook with? Tarragon to me. It looks like French tarragon, or whatever tarragon you make a French onion soup with. That's what this looks like to me. But it's lavender. I know it's lavender. So then this is going to catch, putting that so it's kind of like nestled up here in the corner at an angle. That's going to catch that tear and tape, and it's coming out the bottom. If I want to cut that off, I can always do that. And then I'm going to do one more piece of tear and tape for the top again. And then I'm going to set this piece of vellum into that, like that. And I've got, if you want, I see that I want it up a little bit higher, which is good. Now when I put that up, I can see a little bit more. So that's perfect to me. I'm good with that. And now I've got a lot of height right here, and it's the height of a dimensional. So what I'm going to do is put 2 dimensionals there, and I'm going to place 2 dimensionals right here, and that will be what is going to secure this label. Instead of putting the dimensionals on here, I don't want to risk them going anywhere over the faux leather trim, because they'll just make it look like it's just the wrong height. So now when I set this on here, you can center it or you can keep it to the right more, however you want to see it. I'm thinking I like it right there, which is kind of the low faux leather trim is coming out the center of that brown area. About like that. All right, and then grab your ribbon scissors. this is where I was going to try to change it. So instead of cutting it straight up, I was going to try to cut one at an angle that way, and then I was going to cut this one at an angle that way to give it like a reverse banner look. And then we'll do the same thing on this side, and then on this side. All right, got that one ready to go. We're getting there. Now the last one, the last section here. Let's flip this. Oh, we're not done. There's a butterfly. Ah, where did it fly to? Oh, it's right here. There's this little baby butterfly. It's the smallest little butterfly you could ever think about having. What I'm going to do is fold it so that its body is here, and then the wing is coming up. Now, this might be too tedious, but I'm going to just put a little bit of glue right on that edge right there, and that is going to perch right on the edge of that crumb cake like that, so that my wing is flapping and my body is grounded. All right, now that's done. So let's flip this open and see what we have here. All right, the same concept with the glimmer paper. I'm going to put Terran tape on the back of my circle, and then that is going to get placed onto my peacock. Now this did not get altered. This is going to fit on here very nicely. You're going to see plenty of the peacock glimmer coming out the left and the right side. Make sure that adheres nicely. And then where that goes, I'm going to place some Terran tape right there. Pick that off. And I'm going to place this Lost Lagoon die cut. Hi, Lisa's Basic. That's going to get placed kind of again where it's nestled into that top corner a little bit like that at an angle to create some background texture. And it's going to catch right where the Terran tape is. So I don't have any adhesive here yet, but I can always pick that up in a little bit and put some liquid glue back there. And then I'm going to put another piece right back over the top of this. And my vellum is going to get captured in here, more to the right this time. And then you either got this sprig or you got the other sprig. These sprigs came as a pair. When you die cut them, oh, okay, they're right here. There's two of them. And you either got this one that is a little bit bigger or this one that's a little bit thinner. Either way, they're pretty interchangeable. So to help my die cutters out, they only had to cut 60 of them instead of 120 because we just gave everybody one of those. And then this is going to hang out something like, it's down a little bit lower than the Lost Lagoon one. Now I don't want to see these tails here. And I know that this is going to go right about here. So I am going to take my scissors and trim this right now. So that's off of there. All right, so there's what we have with that. And then I do want to pop this up with dimensionals. So I'm going to, whoa, does that happen to you where they stick together as you pull them off and then they want to bake a double stuffed one? I know this is probably excess over dimensionalizing, but it's not coming off. This is slightly hovering over that extra embossed piece, and I did center it left to right, like that. And then for this butterfly, thank you, Sherry Stewart, I do the same thing. I'm going to bend it, and then I'm going to put the little bit of liquid glue in the middle body area, like that, so that the wings are not going to be flat. And I've got him tucked over. Now, you can put him wherever you want. I just know that when this is shut, I didn't want anything hanging out over here. Oh, I guess I got a little bit hanging out over there, but that's okay. I didn't even notice that till right now. So I've got, where's that butterfly? The one that I sponged overed. It's probably, oh, you guys, it's right there. So I want this guy to be hanging out in the lavender, and then this one, you could put it right here too if you wanted. I stamped my big hugs a little bit higher. You could put it there, but I think what I'll do is I'll nestle him right down there. And then for my butterfly here, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna bend the wings up a little bit, and then a little bit of liquid glue. Thanks, Feline. This is my Go Team Purple class. You guys didn't figure that out. I've done Team Blue classes before. This guy is gonna go right about here. And I think that, just to test this, That should work perfect. He hangs out right there. All right, so we've got those 2 panels now done. That's probably the hardest part about this card, is actually laying that stuff. Now what we want to do, no Sherry Stewart, I still have 7 left. So if you want one, message me, like Facebook message me and just let me know to put one aside for you. So this is going to get glued here. And I've got it set up that you have a little bit of crumb cake all the way around the border. You could put it that way. You could put it down, but I do have it so that there's a little bit of crumb cake around the edge. And then this one, this little guy, he goes top to bottom with this panel. All right, so to risk not putting glue where you don't want it, what I would recommend doing, there's a kitten. Here you guys, Hunky Doodle. You haven't seen Hunky Doodle for a while. Oh man. All right, buddy, hang on. There you go. He is thirsty. So, all right, now you got your hunky sighting. All right, back to business. This goes here. So I'm going to put my liquid glue right there, and I'm going to do right through the middle as well. And then to put this in here, just make sure you're flush on the bottom here. And then that means it should be flush at the top here as well. All right, so give that a moment. And I've got it nestled right into the fold line there. And then this next one, you want to be careful. You don't want to go all the way to the edge because you don't want it oozing out on you. Something like that will be good. And then, now when you set this flat, you have a little crumb cake all the way around the edge like that. And I'm just going to pinch it with my fingers like this. Cheryl says, hi, Hunky. Hi, Cheryl. Hunky has a voice like mine, I guess. Thanks, Melody. Hello, Nicole Herrick. Are you in Wisconsin right now? Are you visiting your mom? Oh, that sounds exciting if you are. And that's that, you guys. Like, look at that. It's not that complicated. I hope you don't think it was that complicated. And then, you guys, your gems. Your gems are in one of your kits. And I'll be honest, oh, they're this one. I don't remember what order this was, but the card here, we'll do this one next. This card that has that kit has gems in here for you. It has, you either have 8 big and 5 small, or I think you have the opposite, small and big. But I tried to give everybody an assortment of gems. And there's the dark, so how these gems come, they have the dark purple, they have a magenta purple, and then a light purple. So I gave everybody a little bit of a mixture. And if you look at the cards, I think they'll all be interchangeable with the gems. I think they'll all look nice. So however you want to do the gems, completely up to you. I will grab a big purple one. I do know that I like up here, for me personally, I want a big and a small to go there. I like that. And then you can put a big or a small down here. And I have more big in my kit. If you had more small in yours, you could do a small, but I have more big in mine. So I'm going to grab another big one and tuck that right there. And I might have some gems left at the end that I could always put a couple more gems on the cards. Now, it might be super cool to put, I have 3 more cards to do, so I'm going to save these 3 then for the next 3 cards. I think it'd be super cool to put a a gem right in the middle of, I ripped it. Hang on. Oops. It's okay. It'll heal nicely. I'm going to put a little gem right in the middle of that butterfly. I think that it's good. It's there. You can see a little bit of sparkle right there. I think that looks cool. All right. Now, whatever you want to Stella, go to town. And I think it would be super cool to Stella over the tops of some of these, the embossed area of this one. All right, so this is your Mac Daddy Amazing Fun Fold from this class. It is a repeat, you guys. I wasn't going to do this card specifically for this class, but I had such amazing reviews from doing the mystery card that you guys liked that card so much. And I thought, well, you know what? Well, let's give you guys the opportunity to make this exact card by putting it into a class. I'm gonna top off with a little bit of liquid glue. Now I'm gonna just put that little bit of liquid glue behind the Lost Lagoon. And I think I'm gonna go back here and secure this one too, because they're a little bit flippy floppy, right? So all I'm doing, I'm sneaking back in here. I'll do this from time to time. I sneak back in and put a little dabble do-ya, and then that helps to hold that down. Thanks, Cindy. Donna likes it. Yay, Sherry likes it. All right. Now I think I can say that we finished it. And again, it's a little bit bulky here. So when you guys put this back into your envelope, I would, if you're not going to use it for the time being, you could stamp your envelope if you want. If you want to put it in backwards, that always helps to get it tucked in there. And then really when you think about it, there's a little bit of bulk here. So that might give you a little bit of hiccup. If you have a non-machinable stamp, I feel like you could get by with a non-machinable stamp on this card for mailing it. If it's over an ounce though, you also need the ounce stamp. You have to weigh it. I don't know how much it weighs, but there we go. We got it done. And we got to add glimmer paper. And that's always exciting to me, is adding glimmer paper. Woo! All right, what did we do? We did good. We got that one done. Now, I've got, this card is already out. Let's see how we can do with this one. Now this one you guys might remember. This is another blast from the past that intentionally, when we designed for the escapes, the 9 cards that are for the escape get carried over and sprinkled into classes however we feel. And so this card got sprinkled into this class. And it's just so pretty. So I know that anybody who did the escape with me is not going to cry that they got another one of these cards. I don't think that they will cry. And you guys can tell me if you will cry. I will console you if you do. So it needs to go to somebody special. Definitely agree. So this is our inside piece. And you guys, we have another one of these crumb cake perennial postage die stamps. You sure can. This is our butterfly that's going to go on this side. So you have another one of those. We have an embossed piece of vellum done with the painted textures. You have a different designer paper. So there were a few pieces in that pack of designer paper that kind of looked the same with purpley lavender with crumb cake base. And so depending on what piece you got and what pattern you got, it might look just slightly different, but it will still look pretty when it gets put onto the peacock mat. And then this is the biggest perennial postage die, and it's embossed with the time-worn type embossing folder. Oh, you guys, I gotta turn the water off. Hang on. It's down to a drip. Okay, so I think let's get glue happy for a moment, and let's glue our designer paper and our perennial postage layer. So this, as I held this together, I did look at it, and you guys should always do the same thing when you get a kit from anybody. You should put your pieces, line them up, make sure that you have the mat or margin that you want before you get putting glue on them. There are words on here, so choose your words. Figure out, if you really want to, which is which. It's hard to read the time-worn type, but I feel like I found a word, and so I'm going to put it this way. By the time you decorate over the top of it, you might not even be able to read any of the words. All right, so there's that. Then we're going to grab Terran tape. Thanks, Deb Norman. Thanks, Angela. I won't cry. I love purple. Good job, Kathy. Thank you. And Barbara says her favorite one so far. Well, we might have started with the most Mac and Daddy card of them all. All right, so I want my Terran tape on the bottom left and right sides here. And what we're going to do is grab our faux leather trim and place this down about here. Catch that Terran tape on the back side, and then this other one's going to either go right above it or right below it. I think I'm going to put it below it. And I can measure, oh, that was spot on for that one. And when I flip my tails to the back, they should be next to each other. And then I'm going to put this Terran tape right over the top to help secure them. And you're going to grab some dimensionals, and we're going to place, I don't know, I'm going to definitely do 8, I think. So I'm going to keep these guys closer to the edge and then finish off with 2 more in the middle so we don't get our saggy middle syndrome. And then you can pick off all your backs. And then this just gets put right down into the center of your postage. die, like so. And then the vellum is going to actually go underneath now because I didn't put any glue or adhesive under my ribbon. It allows me to tuck this. Now this is not a square either. This is a rectangle. It's only off by like 1/8 of an inch. So what I would do is grab my tear-in tape and right through the middle, if you use liquid glue, it just gets the vellum a little bit wavy. I don't know, makes it moisture with the paper. So I just put tear-in tape and I'm going to tuck this down underneath my ribbon, and it looks like it's to the right more than to the left, and you've got about a good 1/4 inch from the right and more, just slightly more than 1/4 from the bottom. So just set it there for now. We can come back to this when we're done with our stamping and always finagle it or move it if we need to, so we're not losing the butterfly. So that's set for the moment. Let's grab our espresso ink pad again. You could use purple on here too if you wanted. I like the espresso only because it brought in the brown from the leather trim. And we have hello there, and it's stamped more to the right than to the left just because the butterfly needs to take over a little bit of that corner. And I'm going to stamp it on the back side first. Oh, that was perfect. Let's see if I can do that again. All right, I can live with that. The inside is, oh, the lavender again. All right, so we've done that. Now we know how to do that. We're going to grab the Highland Heather and the Laguni again. Grab your yellow scrap paper. That should be obvious to see. Nope, it was white. Haha, that's why it wasn't obvious. And grab the lavender here and stamp that right in the corner. And then, I don't think I have a sentiment. I'll leave it blank for whoever wins this card. And then always stamp it inside that they want. And for this one, do you guys see that my die is a little bit loosey-goosey? Just make sure that that's sticking good, because you don't want that to like flip on your card if that happens to you ever. So I'm going to stamp off, and then, ooh, I might do this one at full strength just so you can see the difference. So there's a stem right there. I don't know if you guys can see it in the stamp, but there's a part of a stem. And so I think that the stem should start here, and then it fills in that area. So I'm going to start it right about there. And the stem they're kind of not connected, but they're close enough. All right. Well done. We need purplicious back, though, for our little sponge daubering action with our butterfly. Now this butterfly does face that way, and if you end up sponging the other side, you could always make a mirror image and flip it over. But we need our dauber, and we're gonna go down to this area. And I left the whole white area with the body and just did the tips of its wings. And this is another one where the more ink you put on it, it'll get darker and darker and darker. So if you don't want it super dark, then you might want to stop before you get it too dark. It's super cool how it makes that mask back there too. We're going to round up from the bottom here. All right, just to show you guys what that looks like. Now, if you want to see more, you can always do more. Wait, there's more. I'm good. Stop before you do too much, right? All right, now let's finish assembling this one. We use liquid glue on this mat. Oh, an update for anybody who's doing the In Color Retirement class with me tomorrow. The PDF tutorial is written and it is proofread, and the proofread part happened this afternoon, and the corrections are waiting for me in my inbox. And I will, tonight before I go to bed, that will get emailed out to everybody as well. So I think I want this down a hair. I'm gonna move it down just a hair. Remember, it wasn't sticking too tight. And when I did that, now I see a little bit more vellum here. This is gonna come back here. I think that's the right spot for it. Now, for this one, I also wanna be careful to not put dimensionals where this ribbon is. Now this is a great use for your side dimensionals. So when you have them, I would cut the length that you need from these sides, and you have the same thing on the bigger dimensionals. And what I would do is place them, make sure they're not too long. They're just a hair too long. So we're going to trim it back a little bit. And I would put this right above and below the faux leather trim. And that will get used sometime. And then your label is going to attach right to that. And then you didn't risk putting the adhesive where you don't want it to be. And then this will get set right into here. And I want that middle postage bump out to be kind of in the middle of my faux leather trim. And then this butterfly, I really only have it attached. I only have it attached right there at the body. So I'm going to gently curve it because I like butterflies to look not flat on my paper. I love them to look dimensional and that they're flying. You just have to be super careful putting it into your envelope so that you don't catch it then. And so just a little bit of liquid glue on its body, and that will capture right on the corner of your label. And he just came in for a little rest, a little pit stop, and he's saying, hello there. Can I help you? Cheer you up. All right, then you have some gems. I said I was going to save a small one for this card. And I like to do a small, and we'll grab one of the darker purples to go next to it, because this one has a little bit of that magenta in it. And I think I'll grab another one of those to put right there. And for Stella-ing, hi Bridget Rowe. I'm new to the chat, but would love a kit if available. Yay, Bridget, I'm so excited I have kits. I am so happy that I came into this class with 7 kits. That was like, I'm so happy. So Bridget, what you need to do is send me an email. It's Christine@cardsbycrispy.com, or text me. My phone number is 920-960-4390. In your text though, you guys, if you've never messaged me before, it would be awesome if you tell me your name. So many times I get people texting me and I don't have their phone number saved in my phone, and so I don't know who's texting me, and I always get to say, I'm so sorry, I don't know who this is. Can you tell me? And I would love to get you these kits, Bridget. I can send you the link for this class. The link, if you go to cardsbycrispy.com and you go to today's date, you can find all the details too. I do offer, if you don't pay through my website, so going through my website, it charges a small convenience fee for having a website. But if you want to save that convenience fee and always pay me outside of my system, I give people that option if they want to. So Stella that up. Bernadette Thibault. Beautiful cards while I'm watching your videos. Awesome. Your Newfoundland admirer. Yay. Thanks, Bernadette. I appreciate that. So you guys, that card went together lickety split, did it not? I think it did. Compared to the first one, this one is still amazingly beautiful and easy, which is awesome. We all love simple, easy cards that look stunning. And I think that's what this card does. It is got that stunning wow factor. All right, so we've got 2 done. Yay. Let's see which one we're gonna pick next. Is it gonna be the fun fold or is it gonna be the other easy one? We've got 2 left. And I'm gonna pull the Vanilla, which is a fun fold. I think that was the fun fold. And when I have Post-it notes, I always know I'm in for a little surprise because I don't always know what's missing or wrong or different with my kit. But we always give me the oddball ones. All right, so this one's the Vanilla envelope. It's another crumb cake base. Oh, this is the easy one, actually. This is not the fun fold. So this is gonna be a nice, easy one as well, but really pretty because those butterflies really just make it wow. So you're gonna have in this one 2 little iridescent pearls. So set those off to the side, don't lose them. The reason you have iridescent pearls is because we thought that you just needed some more bling on this card by having 2 little pearls as like part of the head of the butterfly. Oh, you guys like it, yay. Okay, so let's set this over here and study this. We have vanilla. I say vanilla all the time. It's just how I say vanilla. I know it's vanilla, but I like to say vanilla. All right, you have 2 butterflies, which we will get to sponging them momentarily. We have some of the curvy wavy trim, which is going to get put on the front of the card. You have that same, okay, you can tell I must have liked this die because we used it 3 times. It's a good size for sentiments. And these perennial postage dies did carry over, which is amazing. I was so happy that even the perennial lavender paper carried over. The perennial postage dies and stamps that I don't know if the painted lavender did. I can't, maybe somebody knows, but I don't remember. This one is more of the peacock that's going to go behind here. And I think if you want, you could always cut it and make it higher and lower. So you have 2 pieces of designer paper that will get matted onto your gorgeous grape, which go onto the card. So let's go ahead and get glue happy, because I generally like to do that. I like to get my base done versus stamping first. I like less pieces around me. So make sure you get your lavender on here going up and down the right way. And you do have a little bit of a gorgeous grape border on the top, the bottom, and the right. And then when it comes to this pretty pattern of the peacock, it goes flush top to bottom, and it hits that left-hand side. All right, just like this. So I make sure that these are flush by take my fingers and kind of make sure that that's flush. Make sure I'm flush over here. And then if you need to, for any reason, for a reason that we always cut the designer paper a hair longer, you might need to just trim that off. All right, stunning. Yeah, you guys like it. Good, good, good. And Sandy registered for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun with the sampler. Yay! It's 115 and 32 actually. So anybody who gets the Stampin' Fun in the Sun and the sampler, it's 115 and 32. 147, Sandy. So Venmo, don't Venmo me 153. Send 147, please. Otherwise, I'll be giving you some money back. All right. I consolidate shipping everybody wherever I can. And when I can mail things together at the same time, we do it and we save some shipping. So yeah, Sandy, 147. So say take off $6. All right. So now we can flip this over and put a little tear and tape here. And if anybody who's on my team is watching, just so you guys know that that's the amount for the non-bee pricing. I do, for those that are on my team, the Bee Happy Stampers, whenever I do an event, I try to give a little reduction in the rate for my team as a little perk and a thank you. All right, so let's pop these off of here. And then the curvy wavy trim, I say that because I can't remember if it's wavy or if it's curvy, because to me it's both of them. And we're gonna flip our tails over, catch that tear and tape, bring this down straight. I always look at it from the front so I know it's straight and I know my tear and tape's back there. It'll catch it. And we're gonna grab a little bit of tear and tape and we make our tear and tape sandwich. Now that ribbon's never gonna come out. Oh, you hope anyways. And then a little bit more liquid glue here. And then that goes right onto our card base. Did you see what I looked inside just to make sure I was not putting it on upside down and making a trick card. So this is super cool because you see the green against the crumb cake, and here you see the purple against the crumb cake, and then the DSP matches everything. All right, this is going to get stamped. I used You're Simply Marvelous. And the song that pops in my head is always, you're better than all the rest, but I know that's You're Simply the Best. So we've been saying that a lot as I use this stamp. So hopefully you guys don't go to bed singing that song in your head. I think I'm going to grab Gorgeous Grape on this one just to have it stamp a little bit darker on my vanilla. Now this barely fits in here, so you might just practice. Actually, I feel like chicken tonight. No, I don't feel like chicken, but I feel like the Highland Heather was actually darker because I did re-ink this one last night. It was getting a little bit dry from a lot of people. Yes, I'm going for it. I'm not cleaning it because I'm glad I did it on the back. But I think that the Highland Heather was a little darker because I re-inked it last night. I made it really good. And we're going to put it to the test now and do a flip over. I thought no, actually, Sandy, the escapes are 125 and the 32 is correct. The escapes are, so 121 is the pricing of the escapes from, I think, not the last escape, but the escape before. I think that actually My Gorgeous Grape needs to get re-inked because the Highland Heather was actually darker. So the Stampin' Fun in the Sun is oh, I know why you got 121. 121 is the price if you pay on my website, right? 121 is the amount with the convenience charge added in, because when you use the credit card payment, it adds on about, it's like for every $20, it's about $1. So it's actually 115. So you get the reduced price for the paying with Venmo without the payment protection. Yay. Okay, and that's what we've got on the inside of that. So let's keep this open. So it is 115, and if you send that, that would be perfect. So we're gonna grab that other stamp. That is the bunches of Honey Nut Cheerios. That can go down here. And I will leave it blank so that whoever gets this card as well can make it to be whatever they want it to be. Now that gets popped into the inside with a little bit of glue, not popped up, but just liquid glue. I don't generally ever pop up my inside mats. And you can tell why we used vanilla. It just was a lot softer and more natural with this whole color palette. It seemed to work good. Now, your choice. Do you want to see more of the peacock, or are you good with that much? And I think I'm gonna be good with that much. And we're just gonna grab a little tear and tape, put that along the back again, along the two long edges. And then this is centered nicely behind the vanilla piece. And we can pop this up, and I'm gonna go for it. I'm using 4. It's a little bit excess. Small ones would work good, but I've just got big ones. So we're gonna do that. And this rests, I've got about the same margin of designer paper on the right and the bottom. So right about there, and we'll just set it there nicely, and we'll come back to it. We're gonna do our butterflies. And I'm gonna grab a new scratch paper. And remember, the one butterfly goes that way and the other goes that. And we need our, I don't know. I think I'll go for Gorgeous Grape here. So I think you can tell, if I bring this up close, I did really dark around the edges and then brought it in and faded it. And this might take a little bit to make this happen. Again, be very, very careful with blotting it versus dragging. I think dragging your dauber over the top is only going to cause you to potentially rip this accent paper, or also to wreck the dauber tip. More glitter. I think we had glitter on the first 3, and we didn't get it onto the last one. But on the next Sweet Bundle class for the Unbounded Beauty, because there's that glimmer paper with the ink colors that matches, it definitely could make its way onto every one of those cards. I see that happening. I kind of mapped that out. I purposely figured out how can we add glimmer paper to each one of these cards. All right. The other thing that is good too, if you need to re-ink your pad, sometimes that helps to get this a little bit darker faster. And then what you can do is gently bring in the color, like fade it in. And I left it kind of a little more white there. So what's really cool is to look at that mask. Isn't that cool? I could see you guys making a card by using this as a mask. All right, I can see that that's even darker, right? But you might like it light like that, a little lighter butterfly. And if you want it darker, just go back, get a little more ink, and frost those tips a little bit, or I should say frost the edges a little bit more. And that will give you the essence of darker around the edge. There we go. See? That's doing what I want it to now. A little lighter in the middle. I think there's one left. He's over here. And so you'll have to, this is going to be your workout in this little dauber. You're going to be like, oh man, I hate this. Or you're going to be like, oh, I love it. And the other thing, you could use blends to color this too. Now, that I would be especially careful though, because I think that your blend tips, your marker tips will get wrecked trying to color something like this. Put that page on the other side or inside. Exactly. Yes. As you guys are sponge daubering, if you're strategic about what you dauber on and you're not going to move the butterfly, you could definitely cut that or use that. Definitely. All right. We're going to go around. See, and I kept moving this one. If you're smarter about it and keep your butterfly in the same spot, you could definitely utilize it. Yeah, so Cheryl, that's the next card. Ha ha ha. You snuck ahead to me. There's peacock around the edge of this one. And we saved it for the last one. Definitely. But yes, all of these cards, you could sneak peacock onto your butterflies. I definitely agree. This is my gorgeous grape. Yeah, this one needs a little bit of help. It needs some extra ink love. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit over the white just to make it not so white, because again, we're using vanilla. So I wanted to get rid of as much of white on this card as possible, because I have a hard time mixing vanilla and white together. Hi, Penny Powell, my sunshine friend. Okay, where I'm feeling it is in my wrist, or not my wrist, whatever this is, my elbow, from pushing down. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just blotting down versus scraping. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, I want more. So I got this one really nice. I'm going to take one more pass, really ink up my dauber, and do a little bit more right around the edges. And make them really purple-licious expialidocious. I think I like that. That is what did it. A little bit more. All right, and then I'm just gonna top off that middle bit, just a little bit. Ha ha ha, I'm good. Yay, we got her done. And all that's left then is to adhere these. And I did use a little bit. Okay, so this is going on top of this label, which has popped up. So I did flip this over and I found a spot right there. And that is where I think a teeny tiny skinny little dimensional, smaller than this, could go. And that little dimensional is enough to hold that wing. And then we're going to put adhesive right on the body area, right there. And I didn't make this one fluttering up. They're so big. I just wanted this guy to be planted. It's like that. And then this one, this part I kept up, but I did put a little glue along this middle area more. And that's what I did, is just a little liquid glue here, and brought it out just a little bit. And they're flying together. They're soulmates. They're so happy to be on the same card together. And they're super excited to be bedazzled with some iridescent, if it wants to stick to the little guy. There it is. So we put that right on its head. And this one also got one right there. Boom. And what do I have left for gems? I'm going to do a big one and a small one down here next to each other. Oh, looks like the butterfly is pooping out the gems because they're coming out the bottom. And then there's going to be a big one of the dark purple here that I have, could hang out right there. And that leaves me with 5 gems for the last card. And that might be too much because we can always come back and put maybe 2 more on this card. But I like it. Oh, you guys, it's so pretty. This one, I like this one a lot. This was the last card that got designed for this class. And we had these 2 butterflies left. And that is exactly how they needed to go. So they kind of took over the whole card. But that's okay because they're so pretty. Oh, Penny was out feeding the horse. Very good, very good. All right, let's throw that away. I think we're good there. You like it? We got 1 left. And the last one is the other fun fold. And it's not a crazy fun fold. Not like the first one at all. I see, I got a Post-it note. I don't know why I had a Post-it note on the other one. Oh, I know why I have a Post-it note on this one. That I remember why. Okay, I know why. So I have this stamped already. So I gotta swap this out with a different piece of paper that isn't stamped so you guys can see I wanna show you the stamping process. But we're gonna take this one and burnish this with your bone folder. The stripes is like this. So figure out which side of the stripes you like better. If you like that side or this side. And I actually like this side better. So I'm actually gonna refold it back that way. And then there's one more piece in here that has a score line on it as this peacock piece. And then you've got a little 1/2-inch section here and you need to burnish that. That's it for scoring. And then you'll have 2 pieces of Lost Lagoon ribbon, another butterfly. You can get your sponge on one more time. The littlest of the perennial postage dies. And then you have an embossed piece here that will fit right onto the gorgeous grape. And again, paper piece it. If it needs to be trimmed slightly, you could always make the crumb cake a little bit less. And that should fit right here on this piece. And then we have this, will eventually go over there. You have a white piece for your inside, and then this is part of your peacock base. Now, one moment, I'm gonna go get another piece of white, the exact same size, so I can stamp for you guys. Just 1 second. All right, and because it's time, oh man, we're gonna show, especially for those that don't know how to do this. We're gonna take a minute and we're just gonna make this happen. I have gorgeous grape and it's a little bit more like Highland Heather in my eyes right now. And one of the reasons why you buy reinkers is so that you can reink your ink pad, especially when it gets used a lot. You need to add ink to it because ink does escape out of your ink pads when you use it. What you do is you take your reinker, go all over like that, but you can't leave it like that. You need to take a spoon or some sort of tool and massage those lines out, because otherwise when you go to stamp the next time, you're gonna have lines everywhere. And so you can do one good round like that and then do a test of the public broadcasting system and see once if it did the trick or if you need to do another round. Well, hello, big boy. He's awake, you guys. He's gonna maybe jump up here. I don't know. He's circling around my feet right now. But we need to grab another piece of paper. And this is the big set of, hi buddy, the big flowers are over here. So let's get that inked up. You can see I've got a sample of how I did it. And I've got one off to the side over. Oh, that's nice. Look at this, really dark. Okay, so we're gonna stamp that here. Now, first strength, dark. Look how dark that is. And now I'm gonna do a second strength right next to it, angled like this. Oh, I did it backwards. Ha ha. It's okay, it'll work. I have the other one facing out that way. But it's okay, but look at this. This is first strength and second strength after I re-inked my ink pad. It's good, I'm okay with that. It's a little dark, but it's how it's supposed to be. And I want a dark, so let's grab the card here. Let's show you here. I've got a dark and so I got a first and a second strength here. All right. Oh, here you go, buddy. Watch your head. Move your head. Oh, it's drinking time at the watering hole. And now we're gonna do Lost Lagoon. And you need 2 sticks. It's stems, and they're gonna go down here. So 1, 2, and then in the purple area here, I did stamp a stem like that. So it's just coming out of there. And then we're gonna do one over on this side. But this one, I'm gonna stamp off second strength to make it lighter, to match the lighter color of that. So that's what we've got. And what's on the inside? Oh, the inside is the bundle of flowers. So let's stamp that really quick. And you gotta be careful. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter if it goes on the right or the left, but I'm gonna do it on the left side so it fits in better. Thanks, Alicia. So that's gonna go over there. Perfect. So you guys, can you tell how dark my ink pad is now? And then this one, we have to be super careful now because we just re-inked this. And if we go to dauber now, it's gonna be dark. So you gotta be careful not to have it too dark. And we've got peacock on the edges and purple in the inside. All right, so we're gonna do really lightly purple in the middle, like this. And the body area is purple. And then we're gonna go up the wings here. So these accent butterflies are carrying over. You can make them whatever color you want. All right, so we've got purple through the middle. And then you need a different dauber though to do the peacock, which I have right here. You could use Lagoon if you wanted as well. And now for this one, this is my Lagoony, my peacock. So we're gonna do the antennas and then frosting the edges with the peacock. Oh, you guys can make some really pretty butterflies. Look at that, just go around the edge. I'm trying not to hit the peacock, hit the two colors together. I tried to keep the purple more to the center. Just like that. Now, peacock's a little bit darker than Lagoon, so if you don't like that dark of a color around the edge, you could have done Lagoon. But I feel like, ooh, that's actually kind of pretty here. So this is what I did. That's what we've got. Our two-tone butterfly. And then the little sentiment there, hello, comes from, hello ladybug. And you could do it in peacock, you could do it in purple, whichever purple you like. There's a little guy here, and hello fits in here perfectly. And I'm gonna center that right in that little label. Yay, he's so cute. All right, now we're gonna work on our ribbon next, so we don't forget about our ribbon. And then we're gonna do a little die cutting, and we're gonna come back. So I would rough cut these. Before I bring the machine over, then I like for these to be separated so that I can run them at the same time. Well, one of each at the same time. I only have one set of dies here. Last night I was lucky, Joyce Kornick brought a set of dies. And we just have to get our ribbon on the back of this. One of the important things is to get ribbon down before we start gluing our designer paper. So let's grab 2 of these waiting in the wings. You guys, he's supervising. Look at that, there he is. He's making sure that I'm doing a good job for you guys. He's wanting to make sure that I make the cards really nice so that you guys learn how to do them and that you're successful when you make yours. How's that sound? I don't know if that's really what he's thinking, but that's what I would think he was thinking. So you have 6 inches of ribbon here, and you're about that far away. And secure that end, and then flip this end. And then you have your 2 waiting in the wings. And then you can pick off your waxy paper. You guys are all well versed in what tear and tape sandwich means now. We've done that a few times. So that's ready to go. And then this one's ready to go. Okay. Okay, so we're getting glue happy. Flip this over. There we go. And, oh man, oh man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nothing to see here. Move it or lose it, Buster. Keep her moving. Okay, so that's the great thing about liquid glue, that you still have a little wiggle room if the cat comes over and decides to walk all over your things. And then, did you notice how he had to take the long way around, you guys? Again, do you think he does that intentionally? Because he could have jumped off the sink that way, but no, he had to go all the way around and purposely show himself, again, to you guys, because he wanted to say hi. And then this goes on. Oh man, hang on, you guys. I got glue happy. We're gonna leave that sit there just for a moment. I was a little bit nervous and I got glue happy. So I didn't forget, but bring that up if you've already put it down. We just need to sneak this little guy in here. So put a little bit of glue here on the edge. It's okay, I pulled it up, we're good to go. And this now, what needs to happen, this gets put down right in here. And it's not centered. I have it a little bit more north. And it's flush here, so that the folded edge is flush with the peacock edge, right? So now we're back in business. Ha ha ha, that was close. That was close, buddy. You almost messed me up. You better move it, buddy. Keep her moving, nothing to see here. And then we can get, nobody wants to see your big butt. Come on, move it. Seriously? Oh, you know what this reminds me of? Do you guys ever watch Mary Gunn? Oh man. Oh, she always had what's her cat's name, you guys? The black cat that would sit right in the middle while she was working on a card. This is exactly what she did to Brenda last night. Oh, buddy, you want love. I know it. We're on our last card. And if you let me finish this one, then I will give you lots of love. So that is what we've got here, right? So there and there. So far, so good. You have your 4 inches of ribbon. Now what you can do is this gets slid right underneath here, and we're just making an overhand knot right onto that piece, that other ribbon that's here. And as you pull your tails, just make sure you go up and down with them, and nice little tight knot would be good. I have it down a little bit from the peacock. Yes, buddy. Are you gonna let me have my scissors? Thank you. And then we can do is trim this tail and then trim this tail. Just like that. All right, so we've got our nice cute little bow on there. All right, Bigger Tigger, we're bringing in the die cutting machine. I don't know if you're gonna like it. Should we see if you like it or not? We have the little baby blue here, and I'm gonna set this in here, and I've got the plates. You're like, what's going on, Mom? All right, then we're gonna grab the die. Bigger Tigger, you sure know how to take up a camera space here. All right. He wants love from everybody, and that's exactly what it is, you guys. He wants everybody to love him. He is the star of the show. You guys are so correct. All right, so we have here, the reason that I stamped that green on there first is because I think it just adds a little bit. It makes it look genuine that there's a green stem coming up there. And I'm gonna grab some washi tape. I don't have my low-tack artist tape handy. Oop, I don't know if that's gonna work so well, but let's grab this. Hi, buddy. Yes, I know. And you're like, I'm not moving, Mom. I want to be right by you. I love stamping with you and all the ladies. You are a little ladies man, I will say that. You guys, I was afraid about getting a boy cat, and all Tyler wanted was a boy cat. He wanted a boy, and I wanted a girl. So we ended up with a boy and a girl. And I'll tell you, this boy cat has stolen all of our hearts, and he is, the ladies just love him. When he comes, like, he's a very social cat, so he's always out and about with everybody. He does not run and hide, and he is so much, I gotta say it, he's better than Honey. Honey is a little vicious sometimes, and she brings out her claws, where Tigger never brings out his claws on us. And like when they're playing, right, they don't mean to, but when they get playing, they don't realize what they're doing. And like he never does. And he's just as a little lover. He lets me hold him like a little baby all the time. Yep, what's going on, buddy? And then we're gonna die cut this yet. So we got one stem done. And we're almost done with this, you guys. We're just going to die cut our flowers. And then we're gonna embellish. So before we're done too, we're gonna do a door prize winner for somebody who placed an order. Are you helping me trying to push that in there? Huh? Are you? We're gonna do a door prize winner. Oh, I'm gonna actually, instead of putting the tape here, you guys, what I noticed here, instead of putting the tape at the one end, I would definitely put the tape more toward the middle because that will help hold it better. Hi. What's going on, huh? Are you excited for your dad to come home? He's gonna take you outside and get you some fresh air. All right. So that's, the little baby is perfect for small things like this. And we can grab these out. Now, buddy, though, I'm gonna have to pull that card out from underneath you. It's like you are gonna be laying a card on us, like you're the Easter Bunny, except for you're the cat card layer. All right, so we got our 2 flowers done. Yeah. I don't know, this is like the longest you've ever stayed right by us. Is everything okay, Tigger? All right, you guys, I'm gonna pull the card out. Well, I'll give him one more moment because when I pull that card out, I'm sure he's gonna skedaddle. All right, tear and tape is underneath here. And Mary Gunn's cat, Kerwin! Yes, I knew in my head I was thinking like a K and Merwin, but it's Kerwin. Yes, very good. So I'm gonna take a little bit of tear and tape and we're gonna put this tear and tape right at the bottom. You could use a little mini glue dot as well, but the tear and tape was right here. And we're gonna take and put, hi buddy, I know, you want love. And that tear and tape back here is going to capture. Now, look at where this is. That's about how high it is. And I've got this coming right about there. So that connected the stem like that. Do you see how it's continuous? So that's where I'm gonna connect that. And then we're gonna do the same thing on this one. Virtual petting. Aw, you got, Tigger, you're getting lots of love through the camera. And then this one is going to connect right about there. Perfect. And then what you're gonna do is grab some dimensionals and we're gonna put them on the back of this bigger one. And we're going to use some of this edge stuff up. So let's grab some of these. Just be careful you never cut yourself. That's not fun to do. We're going to put dimensionals on the back here. I know you're like, Mom, why are your hands not petting me? I'm right next to you, wanting love, and you're not touching me. And then what we're gonna do is slightly offset these, just a little bit like that. So I know that the bottom one gets covered up a lot. Oh, there he goes. Bye, buddy. Thanks for being with us. Thank you. All right, there it is. So it does cover up a lot, but you could slightly offset them even more if you wanted to see more, but I think I'm okay with it like that. And then what we're gonna do, we popped up the scent. Now you've already popped these 2 up. So what you could do is glue these flat if you wanted, or you could even pop them up more. I think what I'll do is I'll glue them flat. We almost had a catastrophe with our re-inker that was still open, okay. And now you gotta be careful though, is you're only putting liquid glue on the top area here and not the stems. And this, let's picture this is gonna go right about here and our stems are gonna slightly go behind it, just a little bit. So about like that in an angle. And now the butterfly, I'm gonna do this same technique where I'm gonna bend it so that I can put some glue. You guys like them, good, yay! And we're gonna put liquid glue right through here. And then the wings are gonna stay afloat like that. And this is gonna rest right on our lavender. And then what I did for the little hello, 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 I would take 2 dimensionals and I would put them closer to that left-hand side. So when you have it flipped over, it's to the left. I left a little gap here. And when I put this down, I'm gonna tuck the undimensionalized part so the stems are gonna get tucked behind here. And that's gonna help hold this shut a little bit, right? So when somebody opens it up, then this is going to come apart like that, and then they open like that, and then when you put it away, that can get tucked behind there again. And that's how I set up these over here too. They kind of help hold the card shut. And if I wanted to be a little bit more holding of it shut, I'd move it over just a little hair more like that. And actually, here's what I'm going to do. Me being me, I'm going to, it's liquid glue. I can twist it because it was still a little wet. I brought the stems over to the right a little bit more because I don't want that label sneaking over to the right too much. All right. Then I've got some gems left. So I have 5 left. And I see that I don't even have any gems on that card, but that's okay. I'm going to put one here. That's a small and a big there. And then I have one more. Where do I want to put it? Oh, I could put it up there. So you have potentially two gems left, I think. And I was going to bring this card back and see about putting one there. Maybe, nope, that's too uniform. So let's do, I don't know. You could put your other gems wherever, but I've got 2 there, 1 there. So I kind of snuck them back on the last card. I'll go up there with it. Gems are kind of hard, right? You think you know where to put them, and then all of a sudden they're like, I don't know. So there, I used up my gems. And then I think the only thing I really didn't do on this one is Stella. You don't want to Stella anything on your butterfly ever, because that will just smear your Stella all over, or the ink all over. But we can do the crumb cake piece here. You could always Stella your ribbon too. That's an okay thing to do. And there we go. They're slightly different, only because the purple ink is a little bit darker on the one on the left. But yay. The other thing too, you could, if you guys have the little Velcro tabs, you could always put a little Velcro tab right behind here and here, and that will help Velcro that shut a little bit. But yay. All right, let's bring all the cards out and reminisce about what we made tonight. So we got all 4 of them done. We had an intense fun fold workout with that first card. And we had 2 easier cards. And then another fun fold. And we've got all vertical cards tonight. Wow. So I always like to say or ask the question, which one is your favorite? So I like the uniqueness of that one, but I think if I had to pick, I like that one a lot. A lot. I like that one. But, okay, I can't go wrong with any of them because they're all nice little children to me. So, Susan likes them all. Yay, you love them all. Ileana says, what beautiful cards. But the first is your favorite. Yep, I figured that a lot of people are going to pick that one as their favorite. Definitely my purple, Go Team Purple fans are loving this class tonight. Don't worry, Team Blue. You'll get a card in the next round. I'm sure I got lots of blue coming. Well, I've got lots of in colors. I just looked around the room and there's so many in color cards that have been created recently using a lot of the new in colors. All right. Just cleaning some stamps here while you guys tell me what you like. And get all these cleaned up so that they're done. And the tutorial is already, oh, hi Karen Ford. The tutorial is already out in my online store. If anybody just wants to buy this PDF tutorial, it's out there. Just know that if you get it tonight, it doesn't have the YouTube video reference in the tutorial. I always go in after the fact and add that later. And then it's already in the Inspiration Hive. And again, that's without the PDF or the YouTube reference or the link. But I'll get that updated if I can tonight or first thing in the morning. Barbara said the 2 in the middle. Yay, those are mine too. Yay. And Susan made notes with her purple pen. Wonderful, wonderful. Awesome sauce. All right, let me pull my book and see how many people we had that placed orders to get this class for free. Let's see, you guys, all my purple pens here. I have 26 people. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the random number generator. The one with the wavy trim is Nicole's favorite too. Yay, and Deborah loves them all. Beautiful cards. Good, you guys like this. I was looking forward to this class. I really was. Just because I love purple too. So we had 26 people. So I will put in here 26, and we're going to hit go and generate. Oh, it changed it to 4. So 4 is the number. And number 4 is Donna Grushki. Yay, Donna. You are the winner of a door prize. And because we had 26, I'm going to pick somebody else. Number 7. Oh my goodness. Come on, Led. Work with me. Work with me. Number 7 is Connie Moore. Yay, Connie. So we had Donna and Connie. Good job. Good job. I also, you guys, give me one more moment. I have some cards from a past class that we can do for tell you who the winners are. Oh man, okay. We did a class. I think this was back, if I had to guess, July of last year. It was the Playing in the Rain, Let's Just Stamp that we did this class. And this was a fun class. It was really cute. I liked the little Foxy. He was cute with his little peacock hat and his little raincoat. So this class was done I believe it was last July. I do not have any kits left, but these cards specifically have names on the back and will be won and mailed out to people. And I will do a drum roll. Da, da, da. If you guys want to watch the video, go back to, I think it was Let's Just Stamp from July. Or it was August. It was July or August. It was a fun class. The tutorial is available if anybody needs it. It's not in my online store, but I always make the monthly and Let's Just Stamp available in case anybody still wants them. So, da-da-da, winner, winner, chicken dinner. This one goes to Gwen Goda from Hawaii. Yay, Gwen. And da-da-da, our little turtle with his little pink flower goes to Linda Hunt. Yay, Linda. And last but not least, da-da-da, this card with the cute little bunny in the funnel, Yvonne Cooper. Yay, girls. I know who all of you are. I have your addresses, so I know where to mail these to. So that's awesome. Super, super cool. So we are working our way through the cards. So you guys, we got to do June and July now, and I feel like we're going to make our way into fall. So little by little, we're getting caught up on the winners for these cards. So, but I have boxes. I have 2 more boxes of cards that we have winners for. So just know that when you comment in the YouTube video, and I know some of you don't always comment during the live, but you comment afterwards. We also pull those names in too. And then there are people that never comment too. And so unfortunately, if we don't see names, then it's hard to pull your name if we don't know that you're watching. So, but that's how we basically draw, is your name. If you comment, you run through and we stop it, and wherever it lands, that's who gets it. That's how scientific it is. And so I'm so excited that I can pay these cards forward to people who watch on YouTube. So thank you so much. Alrighty. What did I forget? I always look around and think to myself, did I forget to do something or tell you something? I think we covered a lot on the front end. So if anybody tuned in later to the game, or to the class, I should say, you can always, once this is done, you can always go back and watch the video on the front end and I shared some new card classes. And then I also announced that the showcase of all the May classes will be on Monday at 2 p.m. Saturday, I have this class in person, and if anybody else wants to come in person to make these cards and you're local to me, definitely reach out to me soon. I have enough for the 7, but I can always pull from my online kits to bring into the in-person kits. And I think that Sunday is a day off, you guys. I have a birthday party, and I get to sleep in. I think it has been since before On Stage where I got to sleep in Sunday. And so I'm so excited to have a Sunday that is not going to involve crafting or card making that I know of. So that is kind of exciting to me. We've worked hard over the last 2 weeks with a lot of designing and a lot of kitting to prep ahead so that this coming week can focus on having the last classes for the month, and then we can move into our vacation, which is awesome. So yay. Excuse me. I had a little bit of a frog tonight. Sorry about that, you guys. I think would love one of your cards. Oh, yay. Perfect, Sarah. Definitely, I'm glad that you commented so we can see that. I think that I'll let you guys go. We are live tomorrow at 1 for the In Color retirement class. And as a reminder, I have not sent out the PDF yet. So just be watching your inboxes. If you took that class with me, your kits were mailed out. If they were, a lot of them had already been mailed out. But the tutorial kind of slipped through the cracks because there was a lot of other ones that we were working on, and this one snuck up on us tomorrow. And I do have kits left over for tomorrow's class. So if anybody wants to get tonight's class that has a possibility that they want tomorrow's, I can always ship them together and take $4 off of one of the classes. So, oh, thanks, Holly. I need a break. I do. I'm getting like, oh man, I'm like, I'll be ready for Mexico when it happens. All right, you guys. I think that we'll let you go. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs. I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time for another card making extravaganza. And you guys have a good rest of your night. Love you long time. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.